Hey everybody, it's time for Cardinal Insider coming back, and we're on video now. I am excited to be joined by Annandale Head Volleyball Coach Michelle Macelena. Coach, I can't believe summer is over. We're ready for the season to start already on this Friday. You've had a couple of scrimmages. You had a scrimmage, was it earlier this week, and then another scrimmage today. How's the team looking so far?
We're 6 or 7 days into it right now, and we've had 2 scrimmages. We played last week at home, got to host a 5-team scrimmage, and at all 3 levels, our gym is packed. It's full of kids, which is a good thing for us. And then all 5 teams went to a scrimmage in Monticello this morning and this afternoon. I think we're working the kinks out. It's still early, but we're excited about what we've seen so far.
Now, how do you, like you said, we're a handful. Practice officially started a week ago Monday, and now we're going to be playing a game on Friday. How's that preparation? Are they, I know like football play 7-on-7 throughout the course of the summer. How are the girls preparing so that they walk into practice on day one and we're not starting from scratch?
Yeah, I think like any sport, like it's become year-round or almost year-round. And so this summer we spent a lot of time Monday open gyms together, and then our older kids had league Tuesday nights, and some of our kids went to some breakdown tournaments like 5 to 6. So we really have been working all summer, and I think some people don't realize that it's not like the olden days.
Not the olden days.
Not like the 1900s when I went to school.
It still pains me to hear my. I don't remember what we were talking about. Something in the 90s, and my youngest, my almost 10-year-old, called it vintage, and I just about lost it. Yes.
But I think like back, in those 90s or those early 2000s, when those first few weeks are, 4-hour practices or 2-a-days, and you're really trying to get a lot in. Like we still need the practice, but we've been working on some things all throughout the summer, and I just think it's so much more, and so much more is expected of teams and kids and coaches in our program for that matter anyways. But it's fun doing it. It's fun to see the improvement over the summer. So when you step in on day one, it isn't kind of like a lot of people think it is. We've already been playing together for a lot of the summer. So.
And you've got a lot of returners left. Obviously, a successful season last year. You finished 5th in the state. Another trip to the state tournament. Always. You're playing on the last day of your season. It doesn't. It doesn't get a whole lot better than that. You're coming back. You're returning an awful lot of players on this team. Talk about some of the key players or some of the players that fans are going to be cheering for out there.
Yeah, I think we have a really great group of seniors. Emerson Helgott's going to be our setter. Sarah Lillehog is back in the middle. Kate Newman's back in the middle. Alex Schuler and Avery Seagraves are both DSs in the back row. And then Julia Bishop's going to be on the outside too. And so that group of 6 seniors, I think, are really taking on a lot of leadership qualities and a lot of leadership roles. I've been super impressed with the way that they have come in and really like owned their experience and owned the season so far. And I think that's really important for our program. Let's see, Carly Herms is back. Jaden Lee is back.
Those are both. Carly's
a junior.
Is she a junior already? I got to go back to you start with Emerson Helgott, and that's, we've been watching her. She's been running around on the basketball and volleyball court, I feel like, for 7th grade. I think she was at least in basketball. And I think just she's always been around. So to hear that she's finally a senior, part of it's like, okay, finally. But like, really? Already? Like, the same with some of those other seniors that you talked about, the Julia Bishops and some of those names that you're so used to hearing, to hear that they're finally seniors now. It's going to be fun to see them take that next step as seniors out there.
It is. And I think it's just as they own and they try to use each of their leadership qualities, and as they try to mesh on the court, I think is so important. But I think it's going to be good for them to figure out their own path right now, right? They're the oldest, and so they need to pave the way, and they need to figure out what works for this team, because this team is different than last year, the year before. And so we're working through those things.
Well, and I mean, we talked about it too. We talked about it all last season. I mean, you walked out on that court that first time last season, and a Callie Jones that had been such a dominant figure. Well, she was gone playing college volleyball now at that point, and you got to find their own. And that's just the natural flow of it with high school volleyball. The seniors are gone. It's time for the new seniors to step up and take that lead and show what they can do.
Yeah, it's the fun part of it. It's one of the many fun pieces of it.
The season starts already on Friday, and we're starting with a tournament down in Howard Lake. I know it was a big tournament last year for you guys. A lot of tough competition. Talk about some of the teams that we're going to potentially see on Friday, and kind of how we're rolling into the season.
Yeah, so our pool, there's 12 teams and divided into 4 pools. So our pool is with Buffalo Lake Hector Stewart.
Okay.
And Eden Valley Watkins. And then I think the heavy hitters in the other pools are probably Howard Lake. They're looking really good this season. And Delano is there, and Delano looks really good.
Delano. And again, Delano, they were fresh off. They were in the championship game in 3A.
3A last year.
There's so many A's depending on which sport we're talking about. I gotta stop and remember which class we're in for this sport. So in 3A, they were in the second, because 4A is the largest, right?
Yes.
4, 3, and we are 2A.
Yes.
Coming in. So, and obviously we're hoping for another trip down to the state tournament at the end of the season. We've got a little bit of volleyball to play before we can start talking about that. So a fun. Now, are we gonna? I know last year we got a chance to play Delano with our pool. Are we gonna get a chance to see a Howard Lake? Are we gonna get a chance to see a Delano potentially? Do the pools?
I think the pools will all intermix, so they'll be ranked based on how you finish in your pool play, and so I would imagine whoever finishes top in their pool would probably see some of those Delano, Howard Lake. So. Okay. Hopefully we'd get the opportunity to see him. We saw him both this summer, and it was a really great competition.
That's good. That's good. And moving on, we're going to get a chance for fans to come and see more traditional volleyball matches coming up as well. I believe you said we're in Norwood Young America on Tuesday, and then our first home match already is on Thursday versus Legacy Academy, a good section opponent, as I remember. Looking around the section, looking around the conference. How do you think you're stacked up, or how do you think some of these other teams, the Delanos, the Watertowns, some of these other teams that we're used to seeing playing pretty dominantly, what does the conference look like this season?
Even looking at league, and then we saw a couple conference teams last year. I think overall the conference has improved its play upon years past. So I don't know that there ever is going to be just a night off in the Wright County Conference. I don't think there ever is in very many sports. And so I think the conference itself is playing at a pretty high level. Our section continues to have, like you said, the Watertowns, Legacy, Howard Lake, like I said before. They're going to be tough competition down the road, and I'm sure I'm forgetting someone at this point, but it's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah, but I think all of those things make us better, and we just need to be playing our best ball come late October.
Coach, thank you very much for joining me. I'm looking forward to talking with you all season long, and starting next week, we'll start meeting spotlight players as well, and start to meet some of the great talent on this team. So, Coach, thank you very much.
Sounds awesome. Thanks for having me.